Hey, what's up team? I am going to go over the getup. I'm going to break it down in a couple of different videos, but I figure this is a great opportunity for you to see the getup in the different positions, to break it down so that you have a better understanding of why we're doing what we're doing. First off, I want to go over the setup and then the initial two positions of rolling to the elbow and then rolling up to the hand on the getup. The setup is important. A good setup is going to be a good getup. If you have awkward setups, the positions will be awkward, the transitions are going to be difficult. So initially getting that setup is going to be very important to having a good getup and being able to efficiently move through all the positions. So when I set up for the getup, my one arm will be up. This is going to be the loaded side, and this same leg's going to be up. I'm going to create a V with my legs, so kind of like 45-degree positions with each one of those. And my other arm is not going to be out at 90 degrees. I see this a lot. And what happens is if I come up here, my shoulder's often in my ear, or my base of support's way out here and I want it under the kettlebell. So this 90-degree position isn't good. I want it down at 45 degrees. And then that way, when I roll up into my position on my elbow, you can see if I draw a straight line from my hand, the base of support is right there. Okay, so the initial setup position on my right side, the loaded side, arm will be straight up. I have a straight wrist, which I will demonstrate in just a moment. My leg, the same arm that's up, that leg's gonna be bent, foot flat on the floor. I'm gonna make a V with my legs, and this arm's gonna be down 45 degrees. Now the initial position is the roll. If I were to do nothing else, the roll would look like this. I'm gonna push through this foot, and I'd roll over. Now that's not what we're gonna do. This elbow is gonna be here at 45 degrees, and as I push through this leg, I'm gonna dig this elbow in at the same time, and my chest is gonna rise, okay? This is not a sit-up. The heavier the bell you have, that sit-up's gonna be impossible to do. This is a roll. So I'm gonna roll through this leg, dig this elbow in the floor, and then come up to this position. Now here, you'll notice that my shoulder's not in my ear like this. I wanna make sure to push my shoulder or my elbow down into the floor, and if need be, it'd be like holding a side plank, same position here. My chest is gonna be straight out, my arms straight up. And then from here, put my hand on the floor. I can move it as needed, but the same thing. I want that shoulder out of my ear as I come up. I'm not gonna just kind of rest here like this. I'm gonna make sure to pull that shoulder down and back, stick my chest out nice and far, okay? It's the first part that we're gonna go through. As I come back to this one, I roll my chest out, back down to the elbow. Notice my shoulders stay out of my ears. Then I'm gonna push this elbow back into the floor as I come back down. Okay, so as I come up, roll, sit nice and tall. I'm gonna go down. Do not let the shoulder come in the ear, okay? And as I come down here, don't let the shoulder roll into the ear as I come down. So my position will be nice and tight, nice and tight. Okay, now picking up the bell and getting started, as well as transitioning to the other side. So when I start, I'm gonna have a straight wrist. The bell will be off to my side. I'm gonna roll over in the fetal position. I'm gonna grab that bell. The heavier the bell, you'll have to kind of turn it or let it rotate in so that you can keep your wrist straight, but you're never gonna have a bell like this. With a lighter bell, some of you can get away with doing this, but your wrist is really bent. Okay, so we're gonna roll over to the side, keep that wrist nice and straight. I'm gonna hug that bell in towards me. I'm gonna roll over, and using two hands, I'm gonna press it up. And I'm here. You'll notice that I've got the bell sitting on the outside of my forearm, not over my face like this, but I'm rotated out this way. It helps keep my shoulder down and back, okay? And then from here, I can start my movement. As I bring it down, two hands, and then I'm gonna roll it back over. There are two ways to get to the other side of the bell, or to get the bell on the other side. One is the halo, where I bring it around my head. Two would be, if I end it here, I'm just going to move myself around the bell. Now, the heavier the bell, that's probably the wiser move. What I don't like to see is when people take the bell over their head like this. I always use the joke, I don't care how good your dental insurance is, don't do that. And I mean it, that's just, yes, when the bell is light, yes, you can get away with that, but if you're using a very heavy bell, the chances of that coming down on you are better. Well, it's just not going to end well for you. Let's just say that. The iron will win. So from here, when I'm done, I'm going to halo the bell around, or I'm going to pick myself up, move myself to the other side. But that's how you get the bell to the other side to transition. So just today, setup was important. Getting to the elbow into the hand, that tall sit position. That's all I wanted to go through. The next video, I'll talk about the low sweep into the windshield wiper, and then getting up into that lunge position. So but that's it for today. Hope that's helpful. Thanks.